And we are live. What's up, everyone? This is your boy Julian with Cloutfinder, and I'm here with the amazingly talented Brittany Mason. Hey, Brittany, how are you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. See, one thing I'm so excited about, doing these conversations is, we haven't even you're a talent, you're a model, but we're also actually friends, and I haven't seen you in so long. So it's just so amazing to see you again and hop in. Just for everyone who's going to be watching this who doesn't really know much about you, what you do, how would you describe yourself as a creative?
I'm currently a model and content creator.
Okay, got you. So is that modeling in like print,
Mhm.
runway? What are the different lanes you
Um,
like to dabble in?
Primarily beauty and commercial. Not so much
Hmm.
runway because those typically don't have a budget for the models.
Really?
Yeah, no.
All right, we're gonna have to talk about that in a second because that's surprising. But you said print and
Mhm.
commercial, so that's
Mhm.
where the money's at.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you kind of get started on your journey and what did that look like? How did Brittany become a model, I guess?
It was tough. I think well, growing up, like most people that wanted to do this, someone told them, "Hey, you should model," and obviously, like, I didn't know how to do that, so that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then at the end of high school, when you have your senior photos, that was my first like photo shoot, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this must be what modeling is like. And then fast forward, I went to college out of state in Louisiana, and the school had a natural hair pageant, and so that was like my first. I guess after that point where I felt like I was doing something modeling related because they had like a promo shoot for that, and they
Mm-hmm.
had us draped in like purple fabric, like to look like Greek goddesses. And I remember they had like a promo shoot for that, and I was like really like scared to do it because I was shy. So I was like, oh my gosh, you come take pictures of me. So I went last because I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like as the lady was shooting the other girls, she was like really quiet, and I was like looking at how the other girls were posing, but I realized everybody was nervous. And then she got to me, and she's like, yes, yes, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's drawing attention to me. But I remember her like running across the room to show people the photos, and I was like, oh, okay. Um, and then after that point, once I left, because they kind of had to like shoot in like somebody's lobby or like
Mm-hmm.
dorm in the college, whatever. And I got to the lobby, and I had a friend with a camera, and he was like, "Hey, Brittany, can I get some pictures of you since you're all dolled up?" And I'm like, "No, why would you want to do that?" But he convinced me. He took a couple pictures. Now that I look back on it, those were terrible because like fluorescent lighting never looks good on it,
Yeah,
especially
I don't
lighting.
even want to talk about my lighting right now, but I'm not
No, no,
here.
no, no, no. But like yellow lighting doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily compliment. But then after that, we had like a couple shoots around campus, and I had friends take pictures of me on their cell phones and stuff like that, and that was like the start.
Okay, so it was kind of like a natural progression from the end of high school, you go down to Louisiana college, you
Mhm.
know, do a couple things, people were like, "Hey, you should get involved," and it just starts kind of flowing, right?
Mhm. Then
And
I had another friend. He was like, "Hey, you should try this." And once again, I was still like, "No."
mhm,
And I remember he like did some of the research to figure out like how to get ready for a casting call because he had seen something for like some runway show. Um,
mhm.
sorry, I don't know if you can hear that.
No,
um,
you're good.
no, but long story short, I was terrified, and I was like, at the time, I was like, "Well, why would they pick me? I don't have anything going on because I didn't."
Mhm,
But I mean, it ended up being canceled. But that just taking the time to go pick out the outfit for it, like, to get the
mhm.
tank top and jeans and the heels and stuff, that was like, that made me feel motivated. And so we had like a mini shoot outside after because since I guess the rain canceled the event or the casting. So I had my friend took pictures of me and we pretended like we were having a photo shoot and that like also helped like bring confidence.
Well, you didn't pretend, you had a photo shoot, you
With
took
the cell
photos.
phone.
Look, what I'm learning is it doesn't matter if, whatever it is, no matter how you start, you should always go out and create content because, I mean, you're a perfect example. You never know where, anything could lead. And so, it sounds like you did the best you could. You put your best foot forward.
It was awful.
And so a big thing I hear a lot from people in modeling or just any type of creative field is in the beginning their nerves. And you kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier. So how did you start to really, push yourself out of your comfort zone and, really pass that shell to be like, no, I can do this?
Well, at one point I made it so okay. Further on, later on, I went home because I only stayed for a semester, and
Hmm.
I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I know what I oh I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it, so I had to keep doing research and figuring it out. And I eventually figured out that you have to collaborate and like get people to collaboratively work with you if you
Hmm.
can or pay. But I didn't have any money, so that wasn't an option. To at least get your portfolio started. But I mean, you don't need a physical portfolio, but just to have pictures to show that you've done something. Because if you don't have proof that you can do it, people are not going to even trust you. You're not going to be able to get anywhere.
Hmm.
But whenever I was on shoots or even at music videos, I would make it a point to go talk to people. Like I was shy, but I was like, I have to meet everybody in this room. My goal, even if it's someone that's just doing, you don't
Hmm.
know, because I think a lot of times people are like, oh, that's just you don't know what people are doing. And not even just for the sake of what they can do, it's just you don't know what relationships you can build through just talking to people. You see somebody across the room, oh, you don't know, like that person could be the next person to hire you for a job. You don't know. Quite a few other
That's so
talents
true.
have actually surprised me. They're like, hey, we need somebody that looks like you for this job. Are you interested? And people will pass your name on if they like you. So, I mean, not saying that's the only reason, but it's another thing to keep in mind. It's like you don't want to be closed off to somebody just because you feel like they don't. That person could be quiet, but you don't know. But I made it a point to pretty much just talk to everybody in the room, say hi to everybody, get to know people. I know if there's 30 people, you kind of have to work your way around throughout the day. But that, and then as far as photo shoots, I kind of created like a persona. Like I had to pretend it wasn't me. Create somebody else that doesn't care about what's happening, like, and just get the job done. Whatever you're there for, do it to the best of your ability, even if you don't know how. Like, really don't ask questions as far as like how do I guess you can ask them what are you looking for, but you have to come in with confidence. You can't be like, oh, I don't know, because I've been on jobs where
That's true.
the people around me are like struggling to come up with poses, and I'm like, why are you getting paid to not know what you're doing? I think for any profession, if you're showing up to a job, you better, if you're getting paid, you have to be crushing it.